So, Taika Waititi has been throwing a lot of shade these last couple weeks and last couple months to the older Thor films. We're going to be talking about that in this video, guys. It's your boy Matthew V. Haynes here, aka the Clockmaster. But before we get into that, guys, please do not forget, if you have not checked out my last video concerning Patty Jenkins and Wonder Woman 2, go ahead and check that out. The link will be right above there somewhere. And also do not forget, guys, to check out my social media in the description box below. Follow me on there for some behind the scenes stuff, some cool pictures, whatever, all that kind of stuff. Go ahead and check that out as well. Also, if you want to contribute to the unboxings on this channel, I have my P.O Box information in the description box below. You can send me letters, anything pretty much that you feel necessary. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but if you do want to send something, that information is in the description box below. If you want to help contribute to this channel financially as well, my Patreon account is in the description box below. Don't forget to check that out as well. Alright, guys, so like I said, Taika Waititi's been throwing shade. So he's been saying things like, yeah, the last two Thor movies, they've been good, they've been okay, whatever, but we need Thor. If he's actually going to be the God of Thunder, he needs to be actually the God of Thunder, and he needs to be the highlight of this show. So, like, it's different things he's been saying, and he's been throwing shade at the other directors. Low-key, he hasn't really said anything publicly calling out the older directors for Thor and Thor the Dark World, but he's low-key been throwing shade. We all, if you've been reading the articles like I have, you know he's been throwing shade. But what he's saying now is that he's saying that he wants this Thor to be his he wants this Thor to be his Thor 1. So that's what he wants. He wants us to be his Thor 1, because he says he wants to give a new look at Thor and display him more strongly, display more of his power, display more of a comedic side of Thor. That's what he wants, and he's up to the table, and he's been saying that him and Marvel have been on the same page, and they've been seeing things a new way. And like I said, he doesn't want to completely disregard the other Thor films, but he said he just wants this to be a fresh start to the brand new MCU and what's been going on these last couple movies, because he said the older Thor those older movies didn't really fit in with the MCU, and he wasn't really active in his world and everything like that, in his realm and Asgard and what's going on in his side of things. And that's pretty much just what's going on from his end. So here's my opinion on the whole matter entirely. Now, as far as this movie being a reboot of, well, not really, it's not a reboot. He just doesn't want people to look at Thor Ragnarok as Thor 3. He doesn't want people to look at this movie as being part of the trilogy of the Thor solo films. He doesn't want that. He wants people to look at this movie as his Thor 1, which kind of indicates that maybe they're planning to make more solo Thor films. Which I don't know how that's going to work, considering what's going on with Infinity War and those movies in this end of phase 3 or phase 4. I keep forgetting what phase of the MCU we're in, so do not kill me in the comments if I said the wrong thing. I think phase 3 going into phase 4. Don't kill me in the comments if I'm wrong. I stand corrected. But yeah, I don't know how that's going to tie in with everything else like that. But now, for me, Thor, the first movie and the second movie, which I still have yet to finish, and I didn't finish it for good reason. Thor the Dark World, I haven't finished for good reason, but I'm having an MCU binge. I'm rewatching everything over again. I have seen all the other MCU films, of course, obviously. But Thor the Dark World, for some reason, I never finished that film for good reason. But and that reason is mainly because a lot of the plot points were just kind of like, I don't really know how I feel about that. Certain things like that with Jane and yeah, whatever. But but there's that. But based on what we've seen in the trailers for Thor Ragnarok, I'm kind of liking this new Thor. I want to see more of the power Thor. I want to see more of that. They're hinting at a lot of unworthy Thor route things in there, which I recently purchased the paperback, the whole entire volume. But it's looking a lot like unworthy Thor route, especially with his haircut and everything like that. And it's kind of like a fresh start. And it's not just a fresh start to Thor, but also a fresh start for I keep saying Chris Hemsworth. For Chris Hemsworth. He also made that clear too, that this is kind of like a new start for Chris Hemsworth and his character, and him being able to play a different version of Thor, bring more light to the character, put some respect on Thor's name. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen a lot of YouTubers talk about this subject, saying that Thor wasn't necessarily depicted really powerful and depicted in a right way, where you have some respect for him. It's like, I don't want to compare him to Jason Momoa's Aquaman. I don't want to compare, because he's not Aquaman disrespect like that. He's not like that. But what I'm trying to say is that in the comics for years, Aquaman has been roasted for so long for so many reasons, and now what I'm liking about this new Aquaman is that we can put some respect on Aquaman's name now, because Jason Momoa is making him look really bad, like he's making him do what he has to do. You have more respect for Aquaman, and I think that's what they're trying to do for Thor, because they're saying that him in the older movies, he hasn't been, the first two, he hasn't been seen as the god of thunder. He's been seen as just some Shakespearean Viking man who wields a hammer, who just happens to be a son of a god, or a god of thunder. He hasn't been seen with some respect. I can debate that, yes and no, because he did go one-on-one. He's been fighting Hulk, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of these other things. I've seen him do some amazing things. We have all seen him do some amazing things, but there's a lot they could have put more into that character, because in the comics, you don't want to mess with Thor. Thor is one of those guys you just don't want to mess with. You don't want to mess with Thor at all in any way, shape, or form, and in the comics. And I think they're trying to go back to the comic roots of just putting more respect on his name, getting people to respect him more. And I don't see that as a bad approach. I'm kind of excited to see this new chapter for Thor's story. Maybe make other movies where he kind of continues his story. I'm kind of excited for it, but it's kind of hard to, because they're not rebooting it entirely, but there's a lot of things as we're seeing. We're going to see more of his world. We're going to see more of the things that surround him, more of his weak side for him, and he's going to be the star of the show, and that's what I'm liking about this. And I didn't like the whole Revengers joke. I mean, it was okay, but when I saw the trailer, this is just me watching it, I was just like, oh, Revengers. He's like, oh, we're the Revengers. Like, I mean, come on. I mean, I'm being honest. It's probably gonna be more funny when I watch it on the theater, which is a couple weeks in. And the tickets are on sale right now, guys. If you haven't got your tickets, I'm gonna go ahead and try to grab mine as soon as possible. Just like what I did for Guardians of the Galaxy way before it came out in May. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get my tickets for that, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to Thor Ragnarok. It's literally 2 months away. Yeah, November-ish, right? November, yeah. It's a couple 2 months away, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's gonna be competing with the likes of Justice League, and then later on we're gonna have The Last Jedi. So we're gonna see how the film looks, with the story-wise, the action, all those other things that with Thor. We're gonna just see what it is. We're gonna see what it is. Taika Waititi is a great director. He's done a lot of great work. He has a good career, good stuff behind his name. So I have faith in Taika Waititi. I have faith in Marvel, but I'm just trying to see what they're gonna do. I don't want this to be too cheesy, too corny. I still want serious aspects of it. So we'll just have to wait and see in the long run and see what happens with that. But anyways, man, you guys let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this whole thing of Taika Waititi trying to make this Thor his Thor 1, or trying to get people to see it as the first Thor. You guys let me know. Do you think this is going to be a fresh start for Thor? Are you excited to see this version of Thor? All of that kind of great stuff in the comments. Leave it down below. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel, you watch all the way through, you're an MVP. Make sure to subscribe, because if you watch all the way through and you're new, that means there's going to be some stuff here for you. So subscribe. Don't forget to check out the description box below, and I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Clockmaster, out.